People wanting a diver from Casio would most likely have the Duro high on their list. The features that you get compared to the price makes it as close as you can get to a bona fide dive watch without having the ISO certification. But what happens if you don't want a daily such a serious dive watch and you want something lighter but can still hold up to a serious water sports session? That's where the MRW230H comes in. The question is, how will it hold up against the Duro? There is only one way to find out, and that's to have a Chipukashi diver Showdown. Both of these models are great watches, and you may already have a strong idea in your mind that one is better than the other. That's not necessarily true because they each have areas where they're strong in and other areas where they're weaker. So the idea of this video is to help you make an informed choice so that you choose the one that's right for you. To help you make that choice, I'm going to score them in 5 areas, and the winner of each round will score a point. The areas are price, design, build quality, features, and comfort. Okay, let's go. First up is the price, and this could play a factor in which watch you're going to choose. For the purpose of standardization, I'll give the price in US dollars, but bear in mind that it could be different in your region due to different VAT and duty rates. The price of the MRW230H varies depending upon the colorway, but it seems to vary between $35 and $40 US, and so we'll take $38 as the average. I generally consider Chipukashi watches to be those at the $50 or below mark, and so the MRW230H easily passes that test. Duro is the nickname given to either the models MDV106 or MDV107. The main difference between them is that the MDV106 has the marlin symbol on the dial and is generally sold in North America, and the MDV107 does not have the marlin symbol on the dial and is sold outside of North America. Prices vary depending upon the configuration, and I purchased this MDV106 from the Amazon USA website for $56. The price is above the $50 mark, but we'll give it a pass and call it an honorary Chipukashi. And the winner of the first round, which is for price, goes to the MRW230H. Next round is design, and the initial impression that you get of the MRW230H is how attractive it is. The aluminium insert on the rotating bezel catches the light, and the orange second hand provides another splash of colour. The case has a width of 42.5mm excluding the crown, and the overall proportions are balanced. On the dial, Casio has used white printed indices markers that are surrounded by a silver outline. Likewise, the day-date window is surrounded by a silver border, and the silver printing continues on the minutes tracked on the chapter ring. A chromed outline complements the sword-style hands, and they are highly visible against the matte black dial. Towards the centre of the dial, the printed text for Casio Quartz and WR100 text and shield helps to keep empty space to a minimum. Overall, the design is balanced and aesthetically pleasing. The initial impression that you get of the MDV106's design is how large the case is. The width is approximately 44mm, excluding the crown, which on paper is only a couple of millimeters larger than the MRW230H. But when compared side by side, it appears to be much larger. The black dial has a sunburst finishing, which reflects the light in a subtle way. Around the outside are applied markers that are loomed in the middle and have a gold surround. This gold edging matches nicely with the colour of the hands. The aluminium insert of the metallic bezel has an anodized finish and also comes complete with a lume pip at the 12 o'clock. Even though the quality of the dial cannot be faulted at this price point, I feel as though it's not as well balanced as the MRW230H. After all, it is the design that we're judging here. Considering the larger dial size, the minute markers should have increased in size to compensate. Likewise, the date window is small in relation to the dial size. For having a more balanced appearance and therefore being more aesthetically pleasing, the winner for design is the MRW230H. Third round is for build quality, and there is a huge difference between the Duro and the MRW230H due to the materials used in the construction of the cases. The MRW230H weighs 39 grams including the strap because it has an all-resin construction, including the crystal. This does make the crystal more prone to scratches, especially since it lies flush with the bezel. Despite the extensive use of resin on the case, the fit and finish is excellent, and there are no signs of sharp burrs or rough edges. Also, the friction-based bezel has a nice action with just about the right amount of friction. The only weak point that I can pick up on about the build quality is that the second hand misses some of the markers at some points around the dial. When you pick up a Duro, it just feels like a solid watch. The case is made of stainless steel and is complete with both polished and brushed surfaces. It weighs about 92 grams for the whole watch, and you get the impression that if you were to accidentally brush it against a concrete wall, the wall would come off worse. The crystal is made of mineral glass, and the ratchet style unidirectional bezel has a nice pleasing clicking action. Quality control on the dial is on point too, with everything lining up correctly. Also, the seconds hand hits all the markers. For build quality, the winner is the Duro. Features round necks, and it's fair to say that the MRW230H is a diving style watch rather than a true diving tool watch. Having said that, it does come with 100 meters of water resistance, and this will be more than enough for 99% of people. Other than the water resistance, you don't get any of the other features normally associated with a serious dive watch. So for example, the bezel has a bidirectional movement rather than unidirectional. The crown is a pull-out type rather than a screw-in variety, which affords true divers an extra level of water resistance. Likewise, the backplate is also not a screw-down type, but rather held down by 4 screws like regular watches. What it lacks in diving watch features, it makes up in other areas. The Miyota 2305 movement inside the case is accurate to plus or minus 20 seconds a month, has a day and date complication, and has a battery life of 3 years. It also has another feature that is intangible, and that is the feel good factor. All the colorways available make you feel good when wearing them. The Duro, on the other hand, is the exact opposite. It has nearly all the features you would expect from a diving watch. All that's missing is the ISO certification and perhaps a helium escape valve. What you get is 200 meters of water resistance, a screw-down crown and backplate. Also, the unidirectional bezel, the one we looked at earlier, has 120 clicks of ratchet action. Inside the case, it uses a Miyota 2115 movement that's accurate to plus or minus 20 seconds a month, and battery life is 3 years. So there's a clear winner of the features round. The Duro has nearly all the features you would expect from a dive watch, and for which it gets a point. The last round is for comfort, and the MRW230H comes supplied with a resin strap, which uses 18mm lugs. They have a signed buckle, and other than that there's nothing extraordinary to report about them. I mean this as a compliment, as they do make the watch comfortable to wear, and the whole watch weighs only 39 grams. Its lightweight is a major factor for all-day comfort, and here's how it looks on the wrist. The Duro also comes supplied with a resin strap, and it uses 22mm lugs. Its buckle is made of steel but comes unsigned. It does feel very durable, which is good in one sense, but its toughness also detracts from the comfort, and I found it difficult to get a comfortable fit. If I wore it too loosely, the 92 grams of weight, mainly from the case, becomes too heavy and rolls on the wrist. Wear it too tight and the teeth on the back of the strap would make their presence felt. Here's how it looks on the wrist. In this final round for comfort, the point goes to the MRW230H. And this also makes it the overall winner, scoring 3 points against the Duro's 2 points. This doesn't mean that Duro has lost, because it's more like a true dive watch than the MRW230H. However, its size and weight is probably more suited to those with a wrist size of 7 inches or over. The MRW230H would suit a broader range of wrist sizes, yet still retaining the dive watch aesthetic, and that's why it's the winner.